Welcome to Unscripted. So today we're going to be just talking and just having some real talk. I've got Terry here with me today, and Terry's made some really great progress on her health journey, and we're just going to share a little bit of real talk with you. I think a lot of what she's going to share and what I'm going to share is going to hopefully speak to some of you and give you some hope. So the topic today is going to be letting go of those excuses that have held you back. And Terry, you've done a lot of, I'm going to just let you share a little bit about your story and maybe some of the things that held you back. And then we're going to really dive into what changed and how you were able to just let go of all the excuses and just really start jumping into your life again. So I'm going to just let you take it away and share a little bit for us.
Great. Well, I've always been involved in personal development, and to tell you the truth, excuses, I would not classify myself as being a person with excuses, because I know better. I mean, I've done some great programs out there that has taught me that, you can't play the victim, you can't make excuses, you just got to get out of your way and, go for what you want. But I had fallen into this rut where, unbeknownst to myself, or probably unbeknownst to what I wanted to face, I was making excuses. I was creating big stops and big blocks for myself, and I didn't realize that I was doing that. And it wasn't until one day that I think I got upset enough, I got mad enough that I said, enough is enough. I'm tired of this situation. I'm tired of every day not only waking up and feeling like this, but every day dealing with the same reality, because I don't like it. I don't like it. I feel like I'm sinking lower and lower every day. And that's a pretty scary feeling, especially when you're an entrepreneur and you have to provide for yourself. You have to create for yourself. I felt like I was vibrating at in such a low place that I wasn't able to manifest or create what I wanted to. And I just, one day, no joke, I was driving in the car and I just said, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I can't. It's so stressful and it's painful. It hurts. So I decided, and it was just like this voice, this inner voice spoke to me. And it's something that a mentor of mine had shared with me. And I think I was reluctant to believe the truth. And when I started working with this mentor, I had just had a baby. And prior to that, I was the girl that would go to the gym, spend probably 3 hours at the gym, do a weightlifting class, an aerobics class, and then maybe like an abs class. So I was pretty fit. Not that I was ever at my ideal weight, but I was athletic. I would work out, and I definitely put attention on my physical being. So he always said that after having a baby, he would make comments of, and this is not just to me, but, in large to the group that he would mentor and teach, that the way that our physical persona is, our physical body, is basically how we, it results in other places in our life, financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically. And I was like, yeah, I don't believe that. I mean, you can't tell me that a fat person can't be rich. I mean, that's just, how is that possible? I mean, I don't believe that. So in that moment, I had the huge epiphany, and I just thought, you know what? He's been right. I need to take care of me. I need to take care of my physical, because if I do that, I know all these other things that I'm worried and I'm stressed about are going to fix themselves. I just know it. I know it. So right then I decided that I needed to take control of what I had neglected for a long time. And what I had neglected was my physical. I wasn't working out anymore. Going and getting fast food like a burger and fries was an easy thing for me, where opposed in a prior life, it was not. That wouldn't have been my choice of food. But I had gotten to the point where I had made all these poor choices and bad habits okay. They were okay for me. And it hadn't been just 6 months, but I think it was probably a time span of like almost 10 years that I quit going to the gym, stopped watching what I ate. I would eat carbs, I would eat sweets. I mean, it didn't matter. If I wanted it, I would eat it. And my issue wasn't so much of eating excessively. It was that I would wake up in the morning, not eat, and by the time lunchtime came around, it'd be like 1:30, almost 2 o'clock, and I'd be starved. So it was like, yeah, let's have burgers and fries, and that was the worst thing that I could have for myself at that point. So I decided that, enough was enough. I wasn't going to do that anymore. I was going to start taking care of myself, and I have.
I love it, Terry. I love like reminiscing and thinking, a few short months ago when I met you for the first time, where you were, and now that you've really taken on your health, how all the other aspects of your life have changed. And it's really cool to see, because I can resonate with so much of what you said, that, back before I got started, on my health journey 5 years ago, I was definitely letting life control me as opposed to me controlling my life. And I think probably the biggest takeaway that I've gotten from taking my health first and making my health first is that because I did that and I was able to gain control of that, it showed me that I could also take control of the other areas of my life that I wanted to improve in. And so I do agree with what your mentor had said. And I think probably when I had more of the unhealthy mind, I was making up the excuses, like literally, I'm too busy, I don't have time, I'm too tired. There was so many excuses that stopped me from getting what I want. Quite frankly, because I didn't even think it was possible. I thought, this is who I am. Life can't possibly look different. This is what 40 years old looks like. You're tired and exhausted and you have no energy. And so when I started taking my health more seriously, because I finally found a plan that worked, and I had community teaching me and educating me, and I had mentorship that helped me to not feel alone in this struggle and understand that I'm not the only one feeling this way, it helped me to start believing little by little what was possible for me. And, losing 30 pounds was a huge victory for me.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened to me because of the 30 pounds, it wasn't about fitting good in my clothes at all. It was when I first got started. That was what I thought I needed this for. I needed a health program because I needed to lose weight. But that's not what I needed this for. What I needed this for is to learn how to live my life, how to be the architect of my life, how to actually design my life, how I'm going to show up in my relationships, how I'm going to show up in my marriage, how I'm going to show up as a parent, how I'm going to show up as a friend, how I'm going to show up when things come at me and obstacles get thrown at me. How am I going to respond to those things? And I think that is the beauty of who we become when we learn to throw those excuses aside and actually start learning to take control. So take us back. When did you get started on your program, on your health journey?
I got started April 19th.
Okay, so now it's October 19th.
Oh, yeah.
September, October, 6 months later. Okay, so 6 months later, I'm gonna share my perspective, and then I want you to share your perspective. Because when I met you, when you first got started, it was kind of like I could tell you believed because your cousin had great success on this program. So you believed, you were hopeful, but you weren't like really sure that this would work for you. Like you were skeptical still. I could still see that in you. And you were holding yourself back. So take us back to like the way you were feeling, because the reason we're doing this today is to give hope to people that haven't gotten started, that don't think that there's anything out there that's going to help them. So can you kind of speak to your prior self a little bit before you got started? And talk about that.
It's true, because I had done other programs before. And it's not even so much programs, because I had started other things in my life. I would start and then give up because I wasn't seeing the results, or because something happened. You know how life is. It just happens, and we tend to be very reactionary, not only physically, but emotionally when things happen to us or when things don't necessarily go our way. And then we tend to, oh my gosh, this happened, therefore I can't do this or I can't do that, because now I'm dealing with this present time problem that I need to handle, and we kind of get lost in it. So I had done that for so long. And that's why, referencing back that moment in the car when I said enough is enough, I was sunken so into a present time problem that was totally consuming me at that point in time. And I thought, I can't do this. So I need to start making choices for myself to take care of myself, handle myself, because once I start handling myself, there's going to be other things that are going to fall in line. And when I made that call to my cousin, because I had seen her results on the program, it didn't matter what it was going to be. I mean, it could have been tomatoes and air at that point, but I knew that I needed something because I couldn't do this by myself. I had already attempted to. I mean, Lori, do you know how many times I would wake up in the morning and say, okay, today's the day. Today's the day. I'm going to do clean eating. I'm going to, I'm going to watch what I eat. I'm not going to, wait until 1:30 and then, stuff my face with a burger. Today, I'm going to, I'll eat conscientious, and then to boot, I'll try to get a walk in the afternoon or, some kind of workout. And it just wouldn't happen. So when she presented what she presented, it's like, it didn't even matter what it was. The point was she had results. I felt to a degree, hey, we share kind of the same DNA. If it worked for you, possibly for me. But what I did fear was the commitment to myself. Because again, I mean, there had been many times that I started things, many times that I had committed to something, and then just, life would happen, whatever, and I wouldn't see things through. So I was scared that I would start on this, and then it would be another failed attempt at doing something in my life. So I was blown away because April 19th came around, which was the Monday after Easter. I finally got my box, and when I got it, my cousin called me and she goes, hey, your stuff arrived today. And I said, yeah, I'm so excited. She goes, okay, give me a day. And I thought, oh, I get to pick a day of when I start. Okay, yeah, this works. So I said, well, Easter's coming. So why don't we do this? Let's do the Monday after Easter. And as soon as I said that, I thought, this is how we sabotage ourselves. This is how we literally sabotage ourselves. Because when I told her, let's do Monday after Easter, she said, okay, great. And the voice in my head said, why are you doing that? You're so ridiculous. You're not going to be able to, come on, with all the little Reese's peanut butter cups and the chocolate eggs and everything that are probably going to be laying around the house. What makes you think that you're going to stay committed to this the day after Easter with the Easter basket still laying around? And I just thought, okay, whatever. Thanks for sharing. Move on. And I thought, I'm keeping my date. And sure enough, Easter, we were cooking Easter dinner, and, it was funny because we had it at a friend's house, and she's like, oh, hey, you want to wrap these things and take them with you to go? And I said, no, I don't actually, because tomorrow is a new day. I'm starting something totally different tomorrow, and that doesn't fit into what I'm doing. And she was pretty surprised, and I thought, we'll see how it goes. I was still a bit skeptical, but I started the next day. And Monday came around. I started with my first fueling, and I had my first fueling, and yeah, there was the thought of, is this it? Is this all I get to have? But it was okay because it was really interesting. As I was taking my fuelings, I knew that this was going to be something that was going to be good for me. And somehow I just started to reinforce those thoughts and those ideas that this was a solution. This is something that was going to literally solve the issues that I was currently facing. And when I looked back to what I was facing, there was so much pain and hurt there. And when I looked forward to what the solution can be providing, it was like the sense of excitement, the sense of like, you know what, this is what I want. This is what I want. And, my husband just said to me not too long ago that I was hungry for my goal. And I have to tell you that I think I was so hungry for it that I surprised myself of the appetite and the hunger I had to achieve my goal, because I have stayed committed to it. And I've surprised myself because, like I said, I heard that little voice going off when I gave my commitment date of when I would start. And I thought, there's no way you're going to be able to do it, you know? And here I am, how many months after, and I have stayed committed to it. I can't imagine going back. You know, I can't imagine not having that in my life because of the way that I feel now compared to how I felt then. It's a scary thought to think that it would revert. And I know that it's not going to, because the best thing about this program is literally the shift, the mindset, the way your mindset shifts is amazing. And I honestly don't know how that happened because I never thought it would happen. But my mindset took an enormous shift. It went from, oh my gosh, you know, being overwhelmed at things that would happen, feeling consumed, feeling like I couldn't care or love for myself, to being focused, to feeling like, you know what, I'm on my A game right now. I can create, I can handle this. I used to struggle on the weekends knowing that I had my chores to do. I had to, you know, do laundry. So I'd have laundry for the kids come Monday morning. I'd have to do the grocery shopping. I couldn't do those things without taking a breather. And most of the times the breathers were long enough that before I knew it, it was already towards the end of the day and I hadn't gotten half of the things that I needed to get done on my to-do list. And it just blows me away that now when I think of something that I need to do, I have the energy and the stamina to be like, oh, just go do it now. Handle it now. Go do this. I need to handle this. I mean, it's insane. I get up early in the morning, which that's another thing. Before, I used to like go to bed and all of a sudden 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, bing, I'd be awake because stress would just start to eat away at me and I wouldn't be able to get back to sleep. I wake up now in the morning and I feel rested, I feel refreshed, and I feel calm. I feel at peace that I can wake up, handle my things, more importantly, handle my day and anything that might come up during the day and not get stressed out enough where I am heading to McDonald's or Jack in the Box. No joke. From our office, there's a Jack in the Box like right on the corner. And I have no interest of going there, but before I probably would. I would probably head over there at lunchtime because I'd be stressed out or whatever the case may be. But that just hasn't happened. And I'm way more positive about myself. I setting goals because I feel like I have hit such a milestone that now that I've hit that milestone, why can't I hit more?
I love it, Terry. It's so awesome to just see how you've transformed over the past 6 months. And we haven't even discussed how much weight you lost.
No.
It's all this other stuff. And that's what I love. I love that it's so much more. And I think a lot of our excuses stop us because we get started thinking that we need to focus on that number on the scale. And truly, if you can focus on the life that you want to create for yourself, how you want to show up for your family, how you want to show up in your relationships, what kind of energy you want to have throughout the day, when you really get laser focused and dialed into who you want to become, you're naturally going to make the healthier choices. But you got to hit that root. You got to find that root of the problem. You've got to find that obstacle that keeps showing up, the value that you're lacking. You need to hit that nail on the head and find out, like, this is what I need to focus on. This is what I need clarity on. And then once you get that clarity, the excuses aren't even showing up anymore because you're crystal clear on what you want. So
absolutely.
Just for fun, how much weight have you lost?
62 pounds.
It's so amazing.
Yeah.
And I love that we're just now bringing this up as opposed to the beginning of the call where we're really truly talking about the underlying transformation of who you're becoming. And it's just awesome. So I just want to leave everybody with this. Focus more on who you want to be. Go back to a place in time in your life when you felt really, really good about yourself, and get really laser focused connected to that person, because that is who you are. That's who you are. Sometimes we just get covered up in life. We get covered up in disappointment. We get covered up in feeling less than. And you know what? All that stuff is just like, literally, you just got to set it aside and not even look at it anymore, because you're never going to be able to move forward in your life until you get crystal clear on where you want to go and who you want to become. So Terry, thank you so much. I hope that this little video clip is going to inspire people to just stop excuses, right? Just stop it. It's not serving you or anyone else. Any parting words?
You know, you just have to, like my husband said, you know, be hungry enough for what you want to create for yourself. Because it is in that moment when you make that decision, because once you make that decision and you decide and you declare it to the universe that this is what you want and this is what you're going to do, it's amazing the possibilities that present themselves to catapult you, to create that path, to get you to where you want to go. You just have to be really, like you said, laser focused and clear on what it is that you want to achieve. Because once you get there, the obstacles, like you said, they're like not even present anymore. It doesn't even matter. That voice that says, oh yeah, you're ridiculous. It's like, all right, thanks for sharing, goodbye, because it's non-existent. It doesn't have to be. So it's achievable. If I could do it, I mean, if I could do it, which I never thought that I could. I mean, beyond my wildest dreams, I thought I'd be able to say that for April 19th last year, that I'd be sitting here with you saying that I lost 62 pounds. I'd be like, no, me, not me. That wouldn't happen to me, because I can't do that. But you know what? Because I was finally able to say enough with the excuses, I was able to create it. And with the help of this amazing community too, that nonstop, they're behind you 100%. They're your biggest cheerleaders, your biggest supporters. And they just create this environment of wanting you to strive for more. Because once you hit that first milestone, you want to hit the next and the next and the next. So it really, truly is an amazing experience from all fronts.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for the opportunity, Lori.
Absolutely. Come join us, everyone. Honestly, don't do this alone. You don't have to do this alone. There's no reason that you have to do this alone. You know, we've just walked a few steps before you, and that's why we're very passionate about what we do, is that we get to help people, and it lifts us up to make a difference in other people's lives. So come join us and reach out to us. We want to help, and you absolutely can do this too. Believe me, I didn't think I had it either. So we're two testimonies here that we're sharing with you guys. Have a beautiful day, and thanks for joining us today.